using Wonderdraft, you can make maps like this, or like this, or like this, maybe like this, and this. Hello and welcome to my Wonderdraft tutorial series. My name is Mirshit Özolu. I'm a world builder and fantasy cartographer, and in this series I want to teach you how to use Wonderdraft. Wonderdraft is a tool that allows you to make fantasy maps using assets, which means pre-made little illustrations. Therefore, you don't need to have drawing skills and you don't actually draw the maps with Wonderdraft, you actually design them. And where can we get Wonderdraft? You can get it on wonderdraft.net. Here on the bottom, this is where you can make the purchase. And once you finish your purchase, you will receive this email. And through this link, you will go to Humble Bundle, and on this store, you will redeem that link. Therefore, if you already have an account, you can do it there. If not, you will need to open an account. And once you do that, you can go to library and download the Wonderdraft here. I suggest you to go with the latest option also. The beta is buggy and the old one is extremely old, so latest is the safest option for now. Let's assume you have Wonderdraft downloaded and installed it, which is also very easy. You just go next. What kind of maps can you make with Wonderdraft? What is the capabilities of this tool? Using Wonderdraft, you can make maps like this, or like this, or like this, maybe like this, and this. So as you can see, it is a very strong tool, and this is my portfolio. I'm gonna attach a link in case you want to check more of my maps and what kind of maps you can make with Wonderdraft. When you open Wonderdraft for the first time, this is what you will see. And for the records, I will keep this tutorial beginner friendly, and after this one we will have another tutorial where I make fantasy maps using Wonderdraft, and there I will cover some of the detailed part. So when you open it for the first time, on the left top you have new. If you click on it, it will give you this panel. Here you can adjust the size of your map or canvas. We have templates here to choose. It is to make life easier for you. For example, this one is A4, this one is A6, and you can also change if it is going to be the landscape mode or portrait. Here you have theme, and here you have the assets to have on this map. But don't worry about this for now. I'm going to cover it on the next steps. This is basically the assets that you will use on this map, which can also be changed when you're mapping. These are the default ones. We are going to stick with the paper theme for now. So let's create our first map. So once you open the map, this is how it will look like. By default, whatever you see right now is only the seas. Other than the creating a new map, you have this menu here, and by clicking on this change map size, you can change your map size. If this bar is clicked, it saves the ratio. If this is open, you can break that ratio. I can adjust the width and height separately. But if this one is locked and I increase any of it, Wonderdraft will keep that ratio. If the scale map is on, it is not only going to be changing the canvas size, but the whole image will be upscaled. So the mountains, rivers, labels, everything will be bigger. If you adjust this here, this defines where the changes are going to be made. For example, if this is on the left and I add some width to it, the new size, the additional size will be added on the right part of our map. So now as you can see, it's almost a square. Another thing that we can do here is we can create detail maps. And as you can see, it gave us a warning to save the map, because whatever you do on the panel, anything that you adjust using the panel features, you cannot reverse them. Therefore, it is warning you to save the file, because if you didn't, you cannot go back to it. For now, I'm going to say discard to it. So here you can upscale and choose any part of the map that you like by clicking on the select area. If all these are clicked, all of them will be included on the new map that you're going to be creating. If the zoom here is 1, it will only crop that part and create a new map. But if this zoom is increased, created map width is increased here, because the map is now going to be upscaled, just like that upscaling option we have seen on the previous panel. For now, I'm going to upscale it and create it. Now this is our new map, and if I want, I can do it again. As you can see, create. So it's a pretty powerful tool that allows you to make detailed maps from the existing ones. And to save the file, you have save here. For the first time, if you click on it, first you will need to choose where you save it, like the folder and the name. But if you do that for one time and then click on this, it will save it on top of it. If you want to create an additional save, just like using Word or PDFs, you have to go with the save as. And another very important tool that we have is the import. If you click on import, what you can do is you can import your existing maps into Wonderdraft and make it create the coastlines for you. In order to do that, you need to have a black sea and a white lens. And to demonstrate it, I'm going to choose an existing map and voila, magic. The file that I choose automatically imported here and Wonderdraft created the coastlines for me. Another thing we have is export. When you go to export, this is where you are going to be exporting your file, but you have a few options. If you go with normal and PNG, this is where you change the format. You're just going to export the same size of your canvas, but if you click on this, it will upscale the map on the export both horizontally and vertically. Therefore, you will actually end up with a map that is 4 times bigger than the original file. Again, you can change the format. If you go with multiplane, Wonderdraft will export lands, mountains, water, etc. all separately. And if you go with height map, it will export the height map, but this doesn't really work well unless you have imported a proper height map or unless you used Wonderdraft to create a map for you on this part, which I will cover on the next episode. It's called Landmass Wizard and it creates random maps for you. Another thing we have is a theme. The theme can be changed here. The same thing goes with assets. You can add assets or remove assets from the map. So it's not limited to the time when you are creating the map for the first time. And here we have undo and redo button. And that's it for this first episode. Now we know what Wonderdraft is, the capabilities. All these things I showed, yes, I know that it sounds a bit theoretical and I didn't really show much of an example. Therefore, on the next episodes or on the tutorial series where I'm going to be making a map with Wonderdraft, you will be able to see it much better with more examples. And on the next episode, we are going to be covering the lens, how to make lens in Wonderdraft. So stay tuned. It will help me to create better videos for you. So see you on the next video, guys.